Isabella Martinez froze mid-polish
company.
as billionaire
His
tech CEO
contributions have
Victor
been
Reeves
invaluable,
waved a
and
document
we are
in
lucky
Mandarin
to have
before his
him.
executive team, her secret fluency burning in her throat. Anyone who can translate this acquisition proposal gets my salary for a day, $27,400, Reeves announced, nudging aside Isabella's cleaning cart. The conference room erupted in laughter as executives exchanged knowing glances. Isabella kept her eyes down, focusing on her cloth against the mahogany table. "Maybe we should just use Google Translate," joked Derek Willis, VP of Operations, his Harvard ring clinking against his glass. "Probably more reliable than whatever discount service we'd get otherwise." Isabella's phone vibrated, a reminder of the eviction notice. 72 hours before the court hearing that could leave her family homeless, $27,400, the exact amount standing between dignity and desperation. Her fingers closed around the jade translator's pen in her pocket. Her father's final gift, a skill hidden, a heritage denied, a chance dangling before her. Would revealing her true self to those who looked through her bring salvation or merely new humiliation? Isabella hadn't always been invisible. 15 years ago, she was the bright-eyed 8-year-old who amazed teachers by switching effortlessly between 3 languages. Her Chinese mother, Min, had met her Dominican father, Raphael, at Boston University. Their love story flourished despite cultural differences, bound by shared passion for languages. "Words build bridges between worlds," Raphael would tell Isabella, teaching her to write characters that danced across the page. By 10, she could translate conversations between her Chinese grandparents and Dominican relatives, earning proud smiles from both families. The jade translator's pen had been her 13th birthday gift, cool and weighty, its smooth surface carved with characters spelling Kenya by Owledge illuminates. When she held it close, she could smell the faint sandalwood scent of her father's study, where they'd spent countless hours poring over texts in multiple languages. 3 months later, Rafael Martinez was laid off from Reeves Enterprises during strategic restructuring. After 15 years developing Asian market partnerships, he was discarded with severance that barely covered 2 months' rent. When the persistent cough turned out to be stage 4 lung cancer, medical bills accumulated faster than rejection letters from job applications. "They can't hire me," he'd whispered to Min after a competitor interview. "Reeves has blackballed me throughout the industry. Something about proprietary knowledge." 6 months later, Raphael was gone, leaving $43,756 in medical debt, a heartbroken family, and a jade pen Isabella carried as both talisman and burden. Min took 3 housekeeping jobs, her Beijing University engineering degree useless without American credentials. Isabella's dream of linguistic scholarship evaporated when Min's first stroke hit, forcing the 17-year-old to abandon senior year and find immediate work. Now at 23, Isabella's days followed a punishing rhythm. Cleaning offices at Reeves Enterprises, 4 p.m. to midnight, caring for her partially paralyzed mother until dawn, 3 hours of sleep, then translating academic papers online, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., under the pseudonym Linguistic Bridge. The arithmetic of survival: $2,200 monthly rent, $463 for medications, $275 for medical debt payments, $190 groceries, $145 utilities. Nothing left for savings. For 5 years, Isabella had moved through Reeves Enterprises like a ghost, emptying trash while executives discussed billion-dollar deals. Her fluency in Mandarin, Spanish, and English transformed meaningless noise into valuable intelligence. She knew Victor Reeves cut employee rent while purchasing a $14.2 million Aspen home. She knew Derek Willis took credit for Singapore expansion strategy junior analyst Priya Sharma developed: knowledge without power, intelligence without opportunity. The 72-hour countdown had begun. Her mother's disability appeal was denied. Without $25,000 for back rent and legal fees, they would join the displaced ranks. The document appeared on Reeves's desk Friday morning at 10:17 a.m. Isabella noticed the Shanghai postmark and Hangtech Innovations logo. She also noticed Reeves's perpetually composed face flicker with panic. By noon, the executive floor was chaotic. The translation team was in Beijing and Tokyo. Then Reeves burst from his office, waving the document. Huang is offering exclusive manufacturing rights for our new processor. Could double our Asian market share. They want a response in 72 hours, or they're taking the deal to Samsung. Can't we use a service? Asked Priya Sharma. For something this confidential? Do you want our competitive advantage leaked? Reeves scoffed. I'll make it worth someone's while. Translate this 30-page proposal accurately in 48 hours, and I'll give you my daily salary. $27,400. The room fell silent. Then Willis laughed. Maybe even the cleaning lady can try, though I doubt they teach Mandarin in housekeeping school. More laughter, sharper. Isabella kept her eyes down, fingers tightening around her cloth. Isabella made her decision at 1:43 a.m. Standing in her kitchenette, her mother slept fitfully while medical monitors cast blue shadows. The eviction notice lay beside translation notes, the number 72 circled in red. Saturday night found her back at Reeves Enterprises, her uniform perfect disguise for after-hours access. In the conference room, executives had left translation attempts scattered across whiteboards, mangled interpretations of technical jargon. Isabella winced, then carefully corrected 3 critical sect. Ian signing simply Night Owl. By Sunday morning, her anonymous assistants created a stir. Who the hell is Night Owl? Reeves demanded. Isabella watched through the door gap as Willis studied the whiteboard, then erased her signature. Actually, I did this part, Willis claimed smoothly. I've been studying Mandarin privately. Reeves clapped his shoulder. Finally, some initiative. Take point on this, Willis. Isabella's victory turned to ash. Willis promoted based on her work. That night, Isabella spread photographed documents across their kitchen table. Working through technical portions, she discovered something chilling. Workforce optimization requirements allowing Reeves to lay off 300 workers, including her mother's cousin's family, who had found stability after immigrating last year. Complete the translation anonymously and enable more suffering, or reveal herself and risk everything. By Monday evening, she had completed 40% of the document, placing anonymous Night Owl notes, while Willis continued claiming credit. 56 hours until eviction, 47 hours until Hang's deadline. We have a security breach. The words cut through Tuesday's executive meeting. Security footage showed a shadowy after-hours figure. Investigate everyone, especially maintenance staff, Reeves ordered. When Isabella's interview came, she played her role perfectly, the simple cleaner confused by questions. No understand problem. I clean only, no touch papers. But Willis lingered afterward. Interesting. You seem to understand English perfectly when I'm giving instructions. That evening, Isabella found her locker searched. The jade translator's pen was missing. Looking for this? Willis cornered her in the empty break room, twirling the pen. Quite unusual for a cleaning lady. These characters mean knowledge, don't they? When she reached for it, Willis pulled back. Security is concerned. It about unauthorized items for corporate espionage. By Wednesday morning, HR issued Isabella a formal warning. Without her father's pen, her confidence faltered. 34 hours until eviction. Her mother was in the emergency room with chest pains, depleting their savings for ambulance copay. Desperate, Isabella accessed Willis's computer during lunch. What she discovered horrified her. Willis had deliberately mistranslated key sections that would not only harm workers, but potentially violate trade laws. I know it's you, Willis said when she returned. The mysterious translator. Your mother is Min Martinez, formerly Min Lu from Shanghai. Your father worked here until we right-sized him. Isabella's mask slipped. My father was invaluable to this company. Willis's eyebrows rose. So she speaks. Give me back my pen. After I speak with immigration about your mother's expired visa, Willis countered. Would be shame if authorities were notified. 6 hours until eviction, 24 until Hang's deadline. Isabella had never felt more trapped or determined. The emergency board meeting began Thursday at 9 a.m., 24 hours before deadline. Isabella moved silently around the perimeter as Willis presented his translation. The terms are highly favorable. Hang offers exclusive manufacturing 15% below market with minimal quality control oversight. Isabella winced. The document specified stringent protocols with 15% higher standards. Their only unusual request is accelerated production using modified staff allocations, Willis continued, deliberately obscuring mass layoffs. There's a technical section about the Liwangmoxing process that's unclear, Willis admitted, butchering pronunciations so badly, Isabella flinched. Reeves noticed. Something wrong with the coffee girl? Liwangmoxing, Isabella corrected softly, proper tones flowing naturally. It means fluid modeling system. The room froze. You speak Mandarin? Reeves demanded. Mandarin, in Spanish and English. Also Japanese and Korean, though speaking fluency is limited. She's lying, Willis interjected. She's just a cleaner. My father was Isabella Martinez. He built your Asian division before your restructuring 5 years ago. Recognition flickered in Reeves's eyes. Check my credentials, Isabella challenged, displaying her translationbridge.com profile. 4.98 rating with over 400 completed translations. Reeves studied her testimonials. Willis, your translation mentions nothing about quality control protocols. It also obscures that Hang requires laying off 300 manufacturing workers, violating 3 labor agreements. Page 16, paragraph 4, Isabella recited from memory. I can read the entire section verbatim if you'd like. You claim you can translate this entire document accurately? I've already translated 60%. I was leaving anonymous notes, the ones Mr. Willis has been taking credit for. Willis flushed as heads turned. You were Night Owl? Reeves asked. Isabella nodded. My offer stands. Translate by tomorrow's 9 a.m. deadline, and my daily salary is yours. I want it in writing, Isabella countered, and I want my pen back, and a written contract guaranteeing continued employment with confidentiality protecting my mother's immigration status. Reeves studied her with new interest, perhaps respect. Draw up the agreement. Get Miss Martinez whatever she needs. Isabella worked through the night, fueled by adrenaline and vending machine coffee. Her fingers flew across the keyboard, jade pen guiding her through complex terminology. By 3 a.m., she'd completed 85% noting discrepancies between Hang's actual offer and Willis's claims. The truth lay between, not rosy, but not exploitative. Workforce reductions were suggested, not required, with retraining provisions. She rested her head briefly. The crash of coffee across her desk jolted her awake. "Kay." "Oh, clumsy me." Willis stood over her, empty cup in hand. "I was bringing you fresh coffee." Isabella jumped up, frantically dabbing spreading liquid as her laptop screen flickered black. "Don't worry," Willis smiled coldly. "I moved your files to my secure drive for safekeeping. Unfortunately, there seems to have been corruption. Technical glitch." The backup was gone, 4 hours before deadline. As Willis left, he called back. "Reeves expects perfection. One mistranslated clause could cost millions. Sure, he'll understand if you withdraw." Isabella's phone buzzed. Landlord accelerating eviction to tomorrow morning. She stared at ruined papers, dead laptop, 3 hours of work lost. Then her phone rang. The hospital. Her mother's condition worsened. They needed payment authorization. Isabella worked frantically, recreating translations from memory. 2 hours, 3. As dawn broke, exhaustion overtook her. She awakened to Reeves standing over her, Willis smirking behind. 8:47 a.m. 13 minutes until deadline. "I expected this," Reeves announced. "People should stay in their lanes. Housekeepers clean, executives execute." He turned to his assistant. "Draft termination notice. Miss Martinez violated policy accessing confidential documents. But our agreement was contingent on delivery." Reeves cut her off. "You failed." As Reeves turned to leave, Isabella's gaze fell on her bag where her father's research journal peeked out. "Wait," she called. "My father worked on this exact technology, the GX500 semiconductor series, part of the original development team before Hang acquired the patent." She pulled out the journal, filled with detailed notes, diagrams, specifications, proprietary knowledge. "These contain thermal modeling details not in the proposal because they assumed you understood the foundational technology. "You have 10 minutes, Reeves said after pause. Isabella worked with renewed focus, father's journal beside her. The jade pen moved with certain NTA filling gaps, clarifying ambiguities. At 8:58 a.m., she placed the completed translation before Reeves as executives gathered for the Hang video conference. "The video call is starting," his assistant announced. "Actually," came a voice from the screen, "we would prefer if Ms. Martinez stayed." Everyone turned to see Lin Hang with his team, including familiar face, Mr. Zhang, her father's former colleague. "Miss Martinez," Zhang said in Mandarin, "honored to meet Raphael's daughter. He spoke of your linguistic gifts often." Isabella responded in flawless Mandarin. "We included technical complexities as a test," Lin Hang interjected. "Few could navigate those terms correctly." "Do we pass?" Reeves asked. "That depends," Isabella answered. "The proposal contains workforce ambiguities. Was this intentional?" Hang smiled subtly. "We have concerns about Reeves's labor practices since Mr. Martinez's departure. The workforce language was deliberately ambiguous to test interpretation." Willis stepped forward. "This is ridiculous. Perhaps Mr. Willis would explain why he deliberately mistranslated sections and sabotaged my work." Isabella showed security footage of Willis pouring coffee on her computer. "Mr. Willis, you're fired," Reeves said quietly, as Willis was escorted out. Hang spoke again in Mandarin. "We'll proceed on one condition. Ms. Martinez oversees implementation as cultural liaison. They insist on working directly with me," Isabella explained, power dynamic shifting. With minutes before deadline and millions at stake, Reeves had no choice. "Fine. Ms. Martinez will oversee cultural aspects." As the call concluded with Hang expressing pleasure at finding Rafael Martinez's legacy alive, Reeves approached Isabella. "It seems I underestimated you." "Many people do," she replied simply. "He wrote a check for $27,400. Though you've earned considerably more," Hang's final email designated a $50,000 signing bonus for cultural consultancy services. With $77,400 in hand, enough to save her mother's care, stop eviction, and provide breathing room, Isabella finally exhaled. The jade pen rested in her hand, no longer burden of the past, but key to her future. 6 months later, Isabella sat in her new office, Director of International Relations. Floor-to-ceiling windows offered city views where she'd once felt invisible. Her mother now received specialized care near their new apartment. The jade pen rested in crystal stand, catching morning light beside her father's photograph. Her first act had been establishing scholarship fund named for her father and reviewing layoff policies. The Hang contract increased Reeves's Asian market share 32% in 2 quarters. Board members who once looked through her now addressed her with deference. As she prepared for the monthly board meeting, Isabella thought of the 28 other maintenance staff promoted after her Hidden Talents initiative encouraged employees at all levels to showcase skills. The security guard with Nigerian engineering degree. The cafeteria worker speaking 5 languages. The IT technician with product design gift. Willis had become cautionary tale. No major firm would touch him. Last she heard, he taught business communication at community college. Walking toward the boardroom, employees greeted her in English, Spanish, Mandarin. Each interaction a small bridge between worlds. She carried her father's pen, not as secret talisman, but as visible symbol of heritage and expertise. "Good morning," she began in 3 languages. "Today we discuss how embracing multiple perspectives transforms culture and bottom line." The jade pen moved confidently across notes as she led leadership into a future her father could only have dreamed, where bridges between worlds became highways of opportunity. Talent doesn't always arrive in expected packages, but companies recognizing it regardless of wrapping gain competitive advantage. Behind every headline is a human story. Your next chapter could be just one brave decision away, just like Isabella's was.